Hello besties, welcome back to the channel. We have got a cool set to do, so we're going to just jump right into it. We're doing Boho Chic today. We're going to start with this gorgeous teal, but every single nail is getting its own color scheme, and I'm obsessed with this set. I think you guys are absolutely going to love it, so make sure you have a nice cool or warm drink, whatever your situation requires, and let's make some cool art. We are going to play today with a little bit of stamping, a little bit of transfer foil, and these beautiful painting gels by Vrenmol. They just had the colors I wanted. I have a lot of different gels, and I was looking through everything, but I kept coming back to the Vrenmol for the colors in my mind. And here we go. We're going to take strips of the foil and just put them down. I was reading that Boho Chic is in. It's coming back, guys. So get out your long tiered skirts and your leather sandals and your headbands and all of the things that make boho awesome. Maybe a little fringe, right? But one of the things that inspired me are those cool tiered dresses where everything, it doesn't match, but it all goes together, right? So that's what we're emulating on 3 of the nails. The others we're just going to stick to stamping, but they still have a very boho chic theme and vibe to the stamping, so we'll get there. But everything's going to get a little bit of stamping because that's where our tiers and layers are coming in. We're going to do a little bit with the foil like this. Now, I do want to say that, especially on this first one, when I laid it out, there was a curve. So what I did was take a tiny bit of acetone on this brush, and I'm just wiping away what is not reading as a straight line. Just be super careful. And you can see that I'm draining a little bit off on the paper towel before I get started, as you don't want any dripping. Foil cannot stand up to acetone, which reminds me of a tip that I saw somebody give somebody else in one of the nail groups I'm in, and I knew it was not a good tip, and I slightly pushed back, but not a little. But she had told the person who was struggling with foil to just take a little acetone and wipe off the back of the foil paper before she tries to lay it down. And I'm like, that's going to ruin the image. You could use alcohol, but not acetone, right? So on this particular stamp, I didn't want the whole thing, so I just colored in the part I wanted, and I'm removing any extra because, you know, when you do the scraping, and even when I put down the polish, it wasn't perfect. So I'm just removing the little bit that I don't want, and then we're going to lay that down at that top part where there's not much of a gap between the paper. And on this one, I scrubbed it in a little bit because those hearts were not picking up really good. And honestly, they're still not perfect, but I kind of dug the vibe of it because it felt sort of vintage and antique-y to me. And you could definitely pull some of those feelings into a boho vibe. So I just went with it, right? When I think boho, I think, I don't know, just lots of cool silver and gold jewelry and some headbands and long hair and fringy clothes and mismatched patterns and fun. I just think of fun, really. I love the boho chic vibe. I did grow up in the 70s, so there you go. That tells you a little something. So we're coming in then on the second nail with the 3 stamps on here. And I kept it for circles on this one. We did that very beautiful flower of life sort of situation. Then we came in with the moon cycle on that top one. And this bottom one is spacey as well. And honestly, this feels super boho to me, right? Just the whole nature and zodiac kind of thing. So that's where that came in. Now we're coming in with a purple nail. I love all the colors and the way they go together. Because again, boho is matching, but still complementing or mismatching. I don't mean matching. I mean mismatching. Mismatching and bringing it all together, right? It still goes together even though it doesn't really match, even though sometimes it's pattern on pattern. So I love mixing patterns, whether it's on nails or in clothes. Fashion is amazing. Speaking of fashion, where are my Project Runway fans? Okay, we have a new season of Project Runway coming. Heidi Klum is returning. Tim Gunn, sadly, I read last night, is not returning. And he was at first devastated, but he's reconciled himself to just supporting Heidi. And I get that. I love Heidi, and I'm not going to diss her because she's going to do it without him. She almost was like, dude, I won't, I'll fight for you. And he's like, nope, just do your thing, girl, do your thing. At least that's what he said in the interview that I read. So I'm sad about that. I hope that does mean that Christian Siriano will be returning because I think he's a great mentor. He's not as good as Tim Gunn, but he has his own vibe and I dig it, right? So if you don't watch Project Runway, I'm sorry. You probably don't know who Tim Gunn or Christian Siriano are unless you're into fashion, excuse me. And even Tim Gunn, you might not, like he's a fashion educator, so you might not necessarily know who he is either. I love fashion. I have not always been able to afford fashion, not the fancy stuff anyway, but I can still put together a pretty cute outfit. There you go. There you go. And I think you have to have a little bit of fashion in you if you're going to do nails, right? At least the sense of it, right? We're all glam here. We're all glam. So now on this, where we did this sort of Poochie-esque pattern, sorry I couldn't make the word come, then we're going to come in with, I feel like these are almost Moroccan vibes, which again gives me kind of a boho chic vibe. The Moroccan with the Poochie, I mean, right? I feel that. The combo, it's giving me life. And as you can see, guys, I'm putting the top coat on as I finish each nail. There's a reason for that. I can make each one of these a short to use on TikTok or wherever, or even here on YouTube. So I just decided to film it in such a way that anything could translate into a short later on if I wanted it to. So that's why I'm doing it that way. I hope that's not, I don't know, distracting. I know a lot of times we do all the top coat at one time, and that's what I usually do, but we're mixing things up, okay? We're mixing it up. There you go. We're just changing some stuff. That sounds fun to me. I just want to have fun with the channel, right? One thing that I haven't mentioned that I'm doing that you absolutely must do on a set like this is make sure that you are putting a base coat over your transfer foil gel or over the transfer foil after you put it on your nail, because if you need to use acetone to remove any of the polish that you stamp, which I did a couple of times, you will ruin your transfer foil. Like we just talked about that silly tip that I saw a woman give another woman. Don't do your friends or even people you don't know that way, okay? That's a bad tip. But anyway, put down a base coat. Base coat is your friend. Now on this last pinky nail, I 100% could have made these shorter, right? I didn't need all of that foil. That's all wasted now, right? Unless I come up with some, I could do another patchwork nail, like a springtime patchwork nail. But, which would be fun. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comment section. So I made those a little too long. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll put them on my toes. That would be cute on my toes. Good idea. Good idea. So now we're going to come in, and on that one, I just did 2 of the transfer foil strips because the pinky is a little bit shorter, and I just thought 2 looked cuter. There you go. And we'll do 3 of the stamping lines because there's room for that. If we had gone with 3, I probably would not have been able to do 3 of the lacy lines. There you go, because these are all, in my mind, looking a lot like lace. So I think of them as lace, like lace on fabric, right? There's a lot of lace in the boho situation as well. There we go. Let's put a little top coat. Now, I didn't mention when I was stamping that ring finger that actual nail gives me witchy vibes with the crystals, the feathers, and the potion at the bottom. So in my mind, this set of nails is called Witchy Boho Vibes. I love that name. Guys, I also love this set. Let me know what you think of them in the comment section below. Is this something that you would wear, or is it a little too boho centric for you? Here's the thing though. Each one of these nails, or 2 of these nails, or whatever, could be pulled into another set as an accent nail. You could do Frenches and throw one of these in. You could do plain colors and throw one of these in. You could do a very blingy set, throw a couple of these in. So you do have options with a set like this. Let me know what options you would choose, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Love you guys to pieces. Leave me something boho in the comment section, and we're going to see you next time. Bye-bye.